Hey, welcome to KirbKast today. How you guys doing? Today with me I have Gavin and Casey with me today. These guys have been working on this sweet film all about motocross, am I correct?
Yep.
Pretty cool. So guys, go on and explain us here on the cast who you guys are.
I'm Casey Cole. I'm from Athens, Pennsylvania, all the way up north, and I came down to go to school, film school here a couple months ago, like almost a year ago. So, yep.
Cool.
And I'm Gavin Dillman, and I'm from Boyertown, Pennsylvania, and I came down here for film school as well.
Neat, man, neat. So, why do you guys like film? Why are you in film, man?
Well, I've always had a passion for cameras and the creativity that goes behind it. Like, I've always really enjoyed making something that I don't know, impresses an audience, I guess.
Casey's always been the more creative side. I'm on the technical side.
Yeah, I tell him what to do.
Okay. All right.
And I just like building up camera rigs and whatnot, and making all the equipment function properly and making the setups we shoot on.
He does pretty good, so.
Okay, so we got the ideas, we got the thinker, and then we got the guys with the hardware, the doer. Okay, I can see that.
I mean,
For the most part.
Yeah, we're both sides. Like, we trade sides once in a while, but yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a good team then.
Yeah.
Good cooperation on there.
He tells me the shot he wants to get, and I make the rig for him to get.
And
basically.
sometimes it's the other way around.
Cool. When did you guys meet?
We met, a couple months ago.
Like third month in, maybe fourth
Yeah.
month in.
Yeah,
But-
it was a while ago, but yeah, we never really shot with each other until this big project. So that was the first stepping stone, and then now we've done a couple projects, and we've gone out to some very exclusive locations that not too many people get to go out to. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I consider myself very lucky and grateful for that, and Gavin should also, because
Yeah, stay tuned. We have some cool stuff coming up for you guys.
All right, neat. So opportunities arise on there. That's awesome. So from Pennsylvania, right? And then where are you from again?
Pennsylvania.
Okay, so both Pennsylvania. What towns? Not towns. From Pennsylvania itself. What was the cooperation deal exactly when knowing that, he's from the same place that I'm from, what's the coincidence that we're going to work together, like, how's that feeling that how close you guys are in a simpler way?
Well, there's a couple of people from our class that don't have a very good work ethic that are also from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I didn't pick them to come on my stuff, or, vice versa, because we're from Pennsylvania. That has nothing really to do with it. It was kind of coincidence, but at the same time, I think we live 4 to 5 hours away from each other.
Yeah,
even
you're on
back
the west, and I'm out in the
Yeah,
east. but
exactly.
It's just crazy how we come all this way to Florida to do what we love, and we end up meeting people from where we're from.
Yeah.
You can never really get away from where you're from.
Yeah.
Or your home.
He actually met one kid in our class that went to the same ski lodge that he did.
Yeah, we.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Small world,
Yeah, they knew the same people and everything, so.
Cool. So when exactly did this video scene start? Like, actually, if you want, go and tell us about your the video project that you guys have been working on with TJ Tiffany.
Well, it started a couple months ago. I was actually in the gym, and I just got this idea in my head. I'm like, well, why don't we make, because I've always loved making dirt bike videos, anything with an engine, really. And I'm like, why don't I make something and get a group of people together to make something that no one's really ever thought about? And so I texted this one kid, and I've worked on a project with him before, and I'm like, can I get someone that's crazy and stupid enough and also smart to ride a dirt bike off jumps and ramps through fire and smoke and stuff like that? And he's like, yeah, I got this perfect guy for you. And he texts me back, his name's TJ Tiffany, just talk to him and, get hooked up with him and become friends with him. And then that's what I eventually did. And TJ's like, yeah, I'm definitely down. We'll definitely do it. So we actually went out for a full shoot day a couple months ago. And we took out, 5 gallons of gas, two fire extinguishers. We had the whole thing, and we had 3 or 4 people on safety. And the bad thing was that we did a whole shoot day, probably one of the most difficult shoot days I've ever had, and one of the most stressing, just because we had to control the fire and stuff like that.
Really?
It was
Yeah.
super windy. The fire was trying
Yeah.
to blow everywhere.
Yeah, because in the video, obviously, I'm assuming that the video was shot in Florida locally,
Oh,
right? Yeah. And like it's in the forest and stuff and all. Where exactly did you guys film?
We actually shot 10 minutes away from my house, which was insane because I live right on the stretch. I've always wanted to go out and find dirt roads around here because back home, there was always dirt roads, you know, not too many paved roads. And I missed that, so I always went around trying to find dirt roads. There wasn't really any, but turns out all I had to do was turn around and go back the other way behind my house. And I found out where TJ did his entire freestyle motocross training, and I'm like, wow.
Like a gold mine. Like
I couldn't believe it. It was a full like facility 10 minutes away from my house.
like exactly what you're looking for.
It was perfect.
Yeah,
honestly.
you're literally driving on this road, going through like, oh, there's a nice house, oh, some horses. Holy shit.
Yeah, you get to the end and there's big pillars
big
and stuff.
gate.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw like he did a lot of jumps and stuff. I mean, granted, he had like his own little like the ramp and stuff on there, especially the part where he's like holding the back of the bike. Really cool stuff. But there was a lot of like dunes and a lot of good spots. Like it was made for that type of style. And you're saying that's TJ's like training area itself?
Yeah, TJ goes around. He used to be a professional motocross rider.
Okay.
So he used to be really good. He used to do it for a living. And then now he's not winding down, but he transferred over from motocross to freestyle, FMX. I don't know what, I wish he was here to explain, but I don't know, he just finds that more exciting. And he does that all across the East Coast, all the way up to Pennsylvania. He goes up and down doing different shows.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I saw on his Instagram yesterday, he was doing some carnival doing like 100-foot gaps and like just huge gaps.
Yeah, I invited him out today to do this interview with us, and he had a job up in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
To go freestyle.
So if a dude does go places.
Yeah,
Neat.
yeah.
How'd you guys meet TJ? Where'd you find him?
Like I said, I just texted this kid, and he's like, yo, text TJ. And I texted him. I'm like, you want to do this video? I got a crazy idea. He's like, yeah, let me see the storyboard. And then show him the storyboard, and he's like, I'm 100%. Let's do this.
Just like that.
Yep. It was crazy. It was lucky, first of all. And it was just insane.
Because word's one thing, but if you watch the video, I mean, it shows what the dude is capable of. I mean, very gifted on the dirt bike.
Yeah,
He's an amazing rider.
Yeah, that video didn't even show half of what that guy's
I
talent is.
What I wish is that the film fest that we entered the video in.
Which, by the way, was the name of it?
Racer X
the
Film
Racer X.
Festival.
Racer X, okay.
It's a magazine, so
Cool.
worldwide.
Go ahead and continue, Gavin.
They actually said that the fire was too.
They didn't allow
They
any
said no fire.
pyrotechnics.
It was too dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So we had to go back and reshoot.
And
without
that was
fire.
probably the biggest doubting point for TJ. TJ's like, man, I don't know. I'm like, dude, I promise you, if you just follow through with this, you won't regret it. And he followed through with it. He's like, okay, we'll give it a couple more shots.
Was the red smoke in the video, is that basically what's replacing the fire that you would have worked with?
No, that was originally there from the beginning.
Okay.
The
We had the
fire
fire
was supposed to be the main point, and
Uh-huh.
the smoke was going to be the backup. But since the fire got taken out, the smoke had to be the main point.
I got you. I mean, definitely a bummer on that. And the fire was just it was part of like, don't do basically.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have fire because they don't want to held accountable.
They didn't want anybody going out and trying to replicate what we did. And
Exactly.
burning themselves down
Like,
and saying, "Hey,
Gotcha.
we saw it
Like
here."
I told them that all the footage was shot, no one was gonna get hurt, all the legal rights were done, but they're like, yeah, we can't accept that because maybe next year someone will try it with fire and then they'll hurt themselves and stuff like that. So I don't
They're just
know.
trying to save their own butt. It makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, it does make sense.
That's just how it works.
And I respected them for that. I mean, I'm like, damn, dude, I wish they wouldn't have done that, but
yeah.
I mean,
You just got to play with the game.
The smoke still looks cool, and it gave us an opportunity to go back and reshoot and get some of the shots that we
and
wanted
we
to get.
we perfected it more.
Yeah,
because
we were able to get.
Because with the fire, it was so high paced, and we were all stressed out because we
It was
we
crazy.
just weren't getting the shots that we needed. We got 4 usable shots in a 7-8 hour shoot day. It was
And-
it was
We
Man.
used like how many smoke bombs and how many gallons of gas and fire extinguishers. It was super time consuming and super costly to use the fire.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm assuming all the supplies and everything, that was out of your own pockets, right?
it was out of mine.
That was out of
All out of yours? Wow.
Casey,
I think
Casey
I
produced
spent,
the video.
Yeah, the first shoot day that we had to scrap, not even including like the time that everyone put in, I think that ran around $150, $200. That we had to scrap.
Well,
Yep.
the smoke bombs themselves are expensive, right? We used like
it
15
was
of
a
them.
real punch to the face. Yeah, it sucked. So
Tell me, was TJ, because, he was down just like you guys, they're taking out all your pyro and stuff. Was TJ satisfied of what you guys were able to accomplish without?
Yeah, everyone was very disappointed, just like myself, that we couldn't do it with fire, because the shots that we got with fire were insane. I've never seen shots like that. I mean, everyone did an amazing job making those clips, and which sucked, but I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I got you. Well, as long as he likes it too, and of course the producer yourself. I mean, if you're satisfied and you think, of course it could have been better. There could have been more things to add.
Yeah.
But if you're coming at the end going, I'm fine showing this off.
And we're the top 8 in the world doing this. Yeah, I think we're
I think you're doing pretty all right.
Yeah.
So you get a freestyle guy to come around and just rev up some dirt, and you're filming. How does that feel, knowing that when you're getting this type of just this production together, like, granted you had to take it out of your own wallet to supply the things you need, but like as the progression going, you got people there for safety and stuff like that. How does it feel when you have it all together and you're looking back at it? What's that like?
Well, my favorite feeling is when we're shooting, and the second you hit the playback button and you watch it, and you're like, I got the shot. It's like it's perfect. Everything just fell together just right. The smoke looks good. Everything. It's like that's the best feeling when you got the shot.
It was pretty crazy. That was my first production that I actually had a team. I've always been solo.
Always been independent.
It's always been me. I've had my dad or my girlfriend, hold the camera for a couple shots or something like that. But other than that, it's only been me. And to have Gavin and the 7 other people out there was just insane. And they worked their butts off to, make that. So
very cool, man.
Yeah.
So what was obviously getting that good shot, and, I'm sure that's a good feeling. Out of all of what you guys did, what was your favorite part of making the video?
Nothing.
I don't mind.
It was honestly.
You just enjoyed every bit of it?
Well, no, the location was. It looked really good on camera, but in real life, it was nothing but bugs and heat, and it was honestly a torture test for everyone.
It was basically just a swamp in Florida that they brought a bunch of sand in and covered. So right next to it, there's the lake and the bog and everything. So there's all kinds of bugs and mosquitoes and everything flying around. And
wow,
TJ probably had it the worst because he was in his motocross gear the entire day.
Yeah, he's just sweating to death.
Yeah, everyone was. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that bad. I was expecting, a typical ride, shoot day.
But you pushed through it,
Oh, yeah, it wasn't a problem. I wasn't going to leave. I don't think anyone would have left. But, yeah, I think we did pretty good.
So so you're the producer, and Gavin, were you like the head guy behind the camera the whole time, or?
No, we were both behind the camera pretty equally, I'd say.
Okay.
But basically what I did was just make sure that all the white balance was right, shutter speed, all that, get all the settings on the cameras good, set up the Steadicam rigs. We rented a Ronin for a day, so I set that up as the best we could.
Neat.
We had some problems with that.
Yeah, a lot of actually.
Yeah, well, what happened was they didn't give us the full package. We didn't get like the information.
Oh,
so
yeah?
we couldn't log into it from the app. So we ended up having to just use it from the remote control, and that kind of sucked. But my favorite part of the shoot was actually doing the smoke in the FMX jump at the end.
On his rear fender?
Where the smoke's actually on the bike and he's ripping down the alley going towards the jump. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite part is when we shot that. That was the coolest part to me.
It was probably I wouldn't say the easiest. It was hard to get the shot because of how fast he was going and how tight the framing had to have been.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, okay, well, we have to show just him up close doing this. And we did it a couple times. But, yeah, I think there's a couple shots that could have been better. A little jumpy, honestly. But I think we did pretty good.
Overall, you satisfied?
Yeah.
It was challenging. It was the days we shot, it was so sunny out. And when he's jumping, he's in the air. So we had to really figure out the exposure there. Because the sky was obviously so well lit. And then he wasn't. Yeah. We're shooting straight into the light. We had to,
okay. Yeah, I could see the complications of that.
He was jumping right into the sun, so it was really, that was kind of hard. But
freaking the sun, that sucks when the sun is part of the problem, man. There's nothing you can do about that.
But at the same time, it didn't rain.
Yes, it did.
The only time it rained was the very last shot at the very end where it's pulling out.
Really?
It started
Poured.
It started pouring, and I'm like, wow, that literally couldn't have happened at a better time because it looks awesome. My girlfriend actually held an umbrella over me while I was pulling out of that shot.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, with the rain falling down in slow motion, was
Sounds like you got
perfect.
pretty lucky on the
Oh,
weather,
yeah.
especially in Florida. It rains like
Yeah.
every day. Like,
Yeah.
what time did you guys? Better question. How long did this take? How many days of shooting did it take?
3 or 4, and not well. The
It took
first day got
took
scrapped.
3 without the first day, because the first day got scrapped, but overall it took 3. So
Were those 3 days like one after the other, or would there have to be like? Oh,
With TJ's schedule and our schedule with school and everything, it was really hard to get.
Yeah,
I
get
gotcha.
the times together.
I actually missed class for one of those shoots. but
Oh.
yeah. I mean,
Bad student.
yeah. It was
sometimes
worth
you
it.
gotta do what you gotta
It was-
do. I
It
understand.
was totally worth it, but
You know, it's pretty impressive. I personally love the video, and
Thank
you
you.
said you're in 8th place right now. Is that it?
no,
Or
we're competing for 4th.
We're in the
place.
semifinals
fourth place?
right now.
Semifinals.
Top
Okay.
8 competing to be in the top 4.
And they're all motocross videos, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a motocross centered
Film
festival.
Gotcha. So I find it pretty impressive because, as I've said on the show before, mostly everybody that I've interviewed at the point, they all have something to do with Full Sail, and we've always talked about how the scheduling Full Sail has on us. The grasp is crazy, especially with a freestyle professional. I think it's pretty impressive that you were able to just work with the time that you had, and you had to make sacrifices, your wallet, and of course missing a class here or two. Pat yourself on the back for that. That's pretty impressive how you get that together.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was pretty tough.
So-
The final shoot day, there was only 3 people on the team. Actually, Gavin wasn't even there.
I had class. I couldn't
he had
make it.
class.
Oh,
Yeah, it was actually me, Tyler Gant, and Chad Ellis, and TJ, obviously. So we went out there, we shot for 2 hours, and then we had to leave.
Mm.
But, yeah.
so how big was the squad? How big was the hands-on with people? Is it only just a group of 5 of y'all, or? I mean, I know you mentioned in the credits.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people. There had to have been 8 or 9
I'm
people
counting.
total.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. There's
Yeah.
TJ. Daryl Thiel was the guy that actually supplied the location.
Okay.
He didn't have anything to do with the actual production, but supplying the location was more than.
Oh, of course. Need to be mentioned,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So he was a special thanks. Me, Gavin, Tyler Gant, which was safety, machine operator, my girlfriend Ashley Stroll, Chad Ellis, Matt Marchak, which did amazing on the titles. He got exactly what I wanted. Just everyone really just killed it. Honestly.
Just job well done, right?
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't thank anyone enough. So.
Cool. So, out of all of this, back to the part of the filming part, what do you think was the worst part, the part that you least liked? I mean, I know the weather sucked and, the fire had to be scratched, but after all that, what do you think was probably, your least favorite thing about doing it,
Not including the fire.
Not including fire, that was the number one
Even though
downer?
that was the hardest thing to do. That it would have looked the best. Every person I showed the fire clips to, and then the other
They fell in
clips,
love.
They're like, why didn't you use the
Yeah.
fire?
Oh.
I'm like,
Fire
I
was the
just
icing on the
couldn't.
cake.
Dude.
It was
Yeah, it
Jeez,
was.
because if they saw the fire, you probably just would have been disqualified from then and there, huh?
Yeah.
Ah.
We wouldn't even made it. They would have
Sucks.
disqualified us instantly.
What'd you guys use for fire exactly?
Gasoline.
Just gasoline itself?
It was raw fire.
Dang.
It was
Yeah.
the real deal.
So just pour it on the ground, light it up.
Yep, TJ's like, I'm a pyrotechnics professional. He worked at the Disney car show with the stunt show.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but I have seen it because
Yeah.
dudes like roll right through fire on that, and like some are like on it while
So
walking.
he
I
does
know
it
what you
for a
mean.
profession. So
Okay.
yeah, and
So he's
also,
used to it.
I completely forgot. We shot with Taylor McDonald too.
Yeah.
I completely
On the
forgot
first
about that.
day?
Yeah, he actually worked on Fast and Furious 8.
Oh,
So he was a stunt guy.
so you had a pro with you on there.
Yes. Yeah, well, both of them are pros, so yes.
Gotcha.
He wasn't able to make it back out
Yeah.
the days we needed
That was
to
that was
reshoot.
another day or another reason why we had to scratch the footage, but I don't know.
Well, as long as you're satisfied, as I said, I think that's what matters in the long run.
The only thing I didn't like about the production and everything, the only thing that we really struggled with was, like I said, the Ronin was just being ridiculous.
It was being a pain in the ass, honestly, because
What is the Ronin exactly?
The-
It's basically like it's a Steadicam, but it's electronic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically isolates the camera from your hand. So you can be doing like this, holding it, and the camera will stay perfectly still. But it's just the settings that it was set at and the accessibility we had to change those settings really screwed us over because we needed different settings for the shots we were trying to get.
Yeah, we were doing the opening shot when we actually used a Ronin to pull back from the bike with the smoke billowing up from it. Gavin was actually running that, and we were running the smoke bombs that were $6 to $10 a piece. I think the smoke bomb that we did when the
It was a
Ronin
big one.
yeah, it was like a $12 smoke bomb.
Right.
So
And we rehearsed the shot and everything, everything. And then we're like, all right, we're going to go for picture. And then pulled the smoke bomb, lit the fire. Well, no, it wasn't with the fire. It was just the smoke.
Yeah.
And we got in position, and all of a sudden the thing's like,
and
starts
and the
tweaking out.
camera just like drops.
Just
Oh.
died, basically.
I'm like, no.
Jeez.
So that was a complete waste of a shot.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see like the semi panic you probably had into it's just like the people's time we're using. We got a professional on wheels right now, and then just this thing messes up.
I apologized to TJ multiple times because I'm like, sorry, man. I mean, this is not going how I want it. And he's like, dude, don't worry about it. You know, I'm just, he was worried that, he made a mistake earlier in the day, which, I mean, isn't really relevant. But, yeah, he's like, don't worry about it. This happens all the time on actual sets. So I've sat around for way longer than 20 minutes. So
I bet that put a lot of relief on you.
Yeah, it did because I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm doing with a professional here.
We're just a small team of people out here with GH4s shooting this. It's not like we're a full production out here with
A quota and stuff.
a ton of money shooting this. We're just shooting this out of our pockets, basically.
Gotcha. Well, I gotta say I give respect for that, especially like how constricted you guys are with time and money and stuff. From what you guys are able to pull off, which I'll be able to share the video in the description as well, so you guys can be able to see what these guys have pulled off. It's just it's breathtaking. I like it. So let's go and talk about more of yourselves now. Love the stuff, of course. What do you guys want to do in the movie professional style? What do you guys want to be exactly? Is it a producer and then the camera guy? What do you want to do?
Honestly, man, I don't know. I've been so limited to just myself, and I mean, besides TJ's video, it's usually always been me. So I've been producer, director, camera guy, editor, everything, sound mixer. So. Right now, I don't know. I do like having control over my projects.
Yeah.
Having people help me is insane. But overall, I'm not sure. Honestly, I like having control over everyone on set, but I also like being behind the camera.
I got you.
And being in control, like, I don't know, editing wise, because, I don't know.
You're still on the fence about a bunch of things, and that's cool.
Yeah.
You still got a lot of time left in school as well, so you're definitely going to find it there. Gavin, what about you? Do you know what you know?
Well, it depends on if I decide to go like the big budget Hollywood route or to do more like the style Casey's into the independent shooting, because when you're doing the independent shooting, you kind of have to do everything yourself. But if I end up going the big budget Hollywood route, I think I want to work somewhere in the either the camera department or the electric department.
Okay.
So either building up camera rigs or running the power to the set, that kind of thing.
Granted, I'm a music guy. My engineer is a music guy. We're not as we don't know much about when it comes to the music field compared to the music field itself. The movie field. Like, is it tough to get to where you guys want to do? For example, you said the Hollywood route. Is that tougher than doing the independent itself?
They both have their drawbacks and their advantages. The big budget movie route is kind of more of a stable thing where you have a job and you sign a contract basically, and you work there for a couple months and you do it. Versus the freelance style he's going towards, I think, right? You want to do freelance? You kind of make your own work. Like, say we're in Florida right now. Say someone calls you in like Georgia, you go up to Georgia and you shoot a project like
tomorrow.
Exactly.
I'm going up there tomorrow. Actually,
wow.
Exactly.
Project. Actually, South Carolina. Sorry about that.
Oh wow, cool, man.
Yeah, so I got a gig up at a private facility up there tomorrow.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Anything you can tell us about that, or do you gotta be classified on it?
It's not really classified. It's actually a job I got a couple weeks ago. This kid named Gray Tate. I've actually filmed a project with him before. And he's like, yeah, I'm starting at this new training facility, Real Deal MX. And he's like, I'm going up there, so maybe the owner wants to do something. And he contacted the owner. And surprisingly enough, he's like, yeah, come on up. I'll get you a paycheck, and then go from there, monthly type thing. So
Neat.
yeah.
What exactly you'll be doing?
Well, it's motocross, obviously.
Right.
I don't know. It's be like a promotional thing for the facility, just to get more people up there to ride.
Okay,
Like
cool.
That, so.
Did they see your video or
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I'm going up there.
Cool. They like what they saw and they
Yeah.
want this kid. All right, neat. That's pretty cool. And when your work gets you somewhere, I assume that's where everyone's role wants to take them someday.
For sure.
Cool. So I guess it's a cheesy question, but I only so much about the film business itself. I'm probably gonna get stumped for this, but what is your favorite movie?
What's my favorite movie? The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
It's so savage and so, raw. That
It's one of my favorites.
It's awesome.
I mean, if it isn't the nudity that sells it, dude, it's the movie's hilarious, man.
Yeah, the movie itself, the cars, the money, the girls, everything.
Like,
it pieces it together.
And how about Leonardo, man? Like, he does a fantastic job.
He kills it.
Did you know that
Margaret Robbie kills it more than anyone.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, give credit where credit's due, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. What's his name? Jonah Hill. I heard that Jonah Hill, he got paid really short actually for that movie.
Yeah,
and apparently
he only got paid $60,000.
And
Really?
the main reason because he just wanted to work with Leo like that bad. He wanted to work with him, so he was willing to sacrifice his check.
He didn't have a job. He couldn't get on any production. He's like, fine, I'll just take minimum pay, and
Man.
then I'll just do. Yeah, he got paid like $60,000 for that, which is not a lot at all. Leonardo probably got paid millions. So.
Yeah, especially how much the movie made as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What about you, Gav?
I don't know my favorite movie, but I like Michael Cera's acting, and right now I think Scott Pilgrim versus the Universe.
Man, I like you
is
guys.
probably my
Scott
favorite.
Pilgrim and Wolf of Wall Street.
That movie just cracks me up.
See, I'm a garage band freak. I've been doing it since I was in middle school. And the first time I saw Scott Pilgrim versus the World, I fell in love. I love that movie so much.
I had only seen it recently. My girlfriend made me watch it.
Yeah?
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I hadn't seen it before.
It's a great movie. Great
Crack me
freaking
up.
movie. What do you is Michael Cera your favorite actor?
He's not my favorite actor, but he makes me laugh. That's for sure. He's funny. Him, Seth Rogen.
He looks like he's
That whole group.
18, but I
know he does.
Dude's
He
probably
looks so
30
young.
something.
Mhm.
I know he can't grow much for facial hair. Fun fact. So is it the music? Is it the plot? I forgot to ask you that as well. But what makes these movies your favorite exactly?
I like movies that make me laugh. Honestly, I like being able to sit down and watch a movie and laugh at it.
And
Comedies, yeah.
Not be cheesy either. It
Yeah.
has to have fresh content, stuff like that.
Something new,
And-
original.
And plus, Wolf of Wall Street was shot so well, and even though it was 2 hours and 58 minutes long or something,
Very
like
long
that,
movie, yeah.
it was still I've watched it 3 or 4 times, and I watch it through the entire time. So, yeah,
That's the thing too. Being a film student, I have a favorite movie based on a film aspect, and then I have a favorite movie based on a viewer aspect.
Yeah.
That's neat.
My favorite movie that's ever been shot is probably Birdman, just because it's the way it's
I've
shot.
never seen that. I've been wanting
You
to
have
see
to
that
see it.
forever.
The entire movie looks like it's shot on one Steadicam going out this dude's life. It looks like it's just seamless. It's incredible.
Neat. I haven't seen Birdman either, but
The way that's shot.
I mean, it
it's
earned
shot to be
rewards
one
and
take.
everything.
Yeah, it's shot to be one take. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
I mean, the movie itself's kind of boring, I thought, but the actual shooting style of it is incredible.
So you were just falling in love with just the
I was just
the
watching
camera
all the
behind.
movement. Oh yeah, incredible. It's incredible.
See, that's a neat perspective to have, especially because you're film students. You got to look at these things a different way. That's pretty interesting. So, do directors do more of the job when it comes to these type of camera things, or is there a profession in its own where, I shot Avengers and I also was the guy behind The Shining, stuff like that.
Well, on stuff that big, it's definitely a team. There's not just one person who was the camera op.
yeah,
I mean, there could be.
It's
but
you do your job and you don't do anything else.
The key positions like key grip, the camera op, cinematographer, director, all those positions will be the same throughout the shoot. But tomorrow, you could have different PAs and whatnot. It all depends
Really?
on.
Okay, so
And it also depends on the scale of the film too.
all right. So it's not. It's just signing up basically. It's just hey, this is what you're gonna do, and your resume says you're capable of it, so we're gonna put you on it. Is that basically how it is?
In a way, for certain positions, yes. Others, no.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I've been told at least.
Speaking of directors, do you guys have favorites? A favorite director?
I don't know.
No.
I'm not into directing very
yeah.
much at all or producing. That's more Casey's side.
Justin Lin is probably one of my favorite. He directed 4 or 5 of the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay, all right.
So he did a really good job. And once he got out of the picture, then they went a little Hollywood and crazy, a lot of special effects and stuff like that. So I'm not too.
He
big
went
into
too
that.
Michael Bay-ish.
Yeah,
That's another thing I wanted
Michael
to say.
Bay. I mean, not a lot of people know this, but I love the Transformers. I think that
I like Transformers.
I think
They're
They're not bad.
I think it's an awesome franchise. A lot of people.
I do think the plot in every single movie is the same.
Oh,
but
yeah. But yeah, I do like that.
what makes you like Michael Bay? Exactly.
Explosions,
Explosions?
fire.
I mean, who doesn't
cars.
like the big booms, right?
He's cool enough to get his own red made for him.
Oh,
His own red? What do you mean?
red camera. Yeah.
Yeah, he has his own like custom red camera for him. Like Red built him a camera. Red's a camera company that builds like
okay.
they build like $100,000 camera systems. Well, maybe not 100,000.
Oh, wow.
They
Yeah,
build
yeah.
$100,000 camera systems, but they built him his own camera. Like that's how
Yeah.
good he is.
Yeah, he's doing good in the game for there. I know for like people, from what I've read and stuff, you know how the internet is, that Michael so busy fishing, working on sequels and whatever comes next in his brilliant idea of his making movies. He's not much for listening to the fans. He's just more about bringing checks to the bank, which at the end of the day, I mean, that's why you do it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it for the money or do you want to play? What do you guys stand on that?
Money's nice, but
money is really nice because that allows you to push your ideas even farther.
Mm.
But
they say you can't buy happiness, but you can definitely buy stuff to make people happy.
yeah,
Like I don't know.
Movies are part
I
of
think-
life, man. That makes a lot of sense.
The reason that all these big budget movies are so like not popularized, but they're so like emotional and everyone like goes to see them, is because they have a huge budget and they have a story to tell and they have the money to tell the story. Like
but
that's
yeah,
not the only thing that goes into it, obviously, but it definitely helps to not be limited by your budget.
Yeah, like the first video I did, I knew I wasn't gonna get paid for it, but I still
Yeah,
did
for
it
sure.
because I just liked it. I loved it actually. So
You mind sharing about your first video?
my first video was on an iPhone 4.
Ah.
And it was a cross-country trip with my family. And shot it completely on my iPhone, edited it on my iPhone, just, by the end of the vacation, had it done, and everyone loved it.
It was just you and your family
It
just
was
going
just
on
me and my-
vacation.
yep.
Okay.
Yep, we went all the way down to Florida. From Pennsylvania, we went down to Florida, to Texas, to California, all the way, the entire border. So, and I made a 5-minute long video on that. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, yeah, this is probably,
I'm into film.
yeah.
Cool.
But
What about you, Gav? Have you ever, have you done anything independent in itself? I know you're all hardware type of guy. I know that.
Well, yeah, that's basically how I discovered that I really don't like I'm not very confident in the way I shoot. That's why I let Casey shoot most of the stuff because I know
He doesn't
he can get the picture to look good and I can get the settings and everything to look good. Like he'll get the shot exactly, like tracking and following everything and whatnot, and I can make the picture look.
he
good.
doesn't like to edit either.
And I absolutely hate editing. That's my biggest pet peeve is editing. I'm
I
not good at
cannot
it.
stand watching someone edit something that I shot. I just can't do it.
You rather just put it all in your hands.
I'm like, I'll take the stress. Just let me do it. So.
I gotcha.
Well, yeah, because when you shoot a shot a certain way. Like you plan everything like down to the shot.
Like I mean, I have it in my head. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe, but I mean, you can write out a storyboard, but at the end of the day, it's not. Storyboards aren't usually good enough. So
I gotcha.
yeah.
I think my first video, I don't know what my first video was, but I know it was shot on a flip cam.
Webcam.
The little,
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
It's,
but I mean, other than that, like I've done some music videos and whatnot around here, just with some local artists. And,
Right.
What else have I done?
what's that one place you went out to? That was pretty cool.
Oh, I did a shoot with, I don't remember his name, but it was at Mike Boosie's house. And that was interesting. If you look up Mike Boosie
Mhm.
on YouTube, you'll see why it's interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
Disclaimer, children, don't look it up. It's interesting.
All right. Clickbait in a certain way. Okay.
And I wanted to say one thing. Now, we're on ourselves now, but back to the Lost Limitations thing. The Film Fest actually said that we used VFX for the smoke and whatnot in the description.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
didn't. The smoke's all like 100%
That's
real.
all authentic.
It's all
Yeah.
authentic. The
Yeah,
only
he
thing
got
that's...
pissed off about
I was
that.
upset because we put so much hard work into
It looked
all
that
this-
good that they didn't believe it. Oh.
Like, we put so much hard work into smoke and everything, and to hear them say that we used all this VFX and everything, like, the only thing that was VFX was the intros, right? Like,
Yeah, that's
the
as-
things that
as
Matt
far as
made.
I know.
See, that would make me upset too. When people are not giving you, all the credit and stuff like that. That's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, we spent a lot of money on that.
Everything was
smoke
real.
bomb. Yeah.
And only for them to say, no, used After Effects.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of doing the fake.
It doesn't
way.
look the same.
No,
And
it doesn't.
why not just do it?
So, if I'm not mistaken, in the movie world, there's things called practical effects, and then there's another type of side of it. Maybe you can help me out.
I think what you're thinking of, like, well, when you say practical, the only thing I can think of is if, like, there's a light in a shot,
Yeah.
the light out of the scene facing the light, so it looks like the light's kind of making a light.
Okay.
But I think what you mean is, like, post-production and during production. Like, you can make effects happen, like, actually in camera during production, or you can wait until afterwards and do it in editing software.
Well, my question is what you guys prefer? You know, I mean, I know you're small and independent at the moment, but, you know.
Well, I hate editing, so I'd rather just shoot it in camera.
Rather just shoot it.
But you can't do everything like that, obviously.
Yeah. I think he's if I just bring him
Unbiased.
along, he'll get, like, we have two of the same cameras, so if I have him bring his camera out and then shoot half the footage and I edit it and then it looks twice as good. So I think it's beneficial for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are pretty confident in each other, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
For sure. Like, the projects we've shot so far, I feel like we've built, like, a good relationship. Like, I know what kind of shots Casey likes, and Casey knows what kind of shots I'm going to get.
fisheye time lapse.
That's good. That's good when you know they're
I
brilliant.
shoot, like, when you watch a video that we've done together, like, the time lapses are usually, well, time lapses are always that I've shot.
Yeah.
So far, at least. And the not the B-roll, I don't want to say, but the stuff that's, like, really shallow depth of field and just, like, a quick, that's it. Because I'm usually not really good at framing my shots, and I'll get, like, a glimpse of something cool, but that's about it. Just a glimpse, just long enough to make something
Like that
out of it.
undershot you got a TJ going through.
Oh
the
yeah,
slot.
I'm literally underneath him, just flipping the camera up, and it only looks good for, like,
2
half a
seconds,
second.
and I can't believe how many people picked that shot
Oh,
out.
it's-
They're like,
well,
dude,
it
that
worked out
shot's
so good.
badass. But it's like their favorite shot of the entire thing. I'm like, it was only on there for 2 seconds.
But
It's
that's
funny what people like.
Yeah. I
Like,
know.
my favorite shot is actually from the drone following him up to the FMX ramp. Like I
Oh,
said
really?
earlier. That's my favorite shot
Really?
because
I didn't know that.
I just like the way the smoke is, like, you can't really see the smoke until the bike's, like, through it. Well, the bike's making the smoke, but
There's
it just looks so cool. I think.
there's so many transitions that we put in there that looked so natural. I don't know. You could have done them in a really crappy way,
Mhm.
and then like there's one shot where he goes around this long bend and into the woods, but it was actually I grabbed a picture of a PNG of a tree off Google, cut it out,
and put it in there.
Yep, and put it in there. Slanted.
That's what you got. That's done all the time.
Slanted in there sideways and made it look like a wipe, and it turned out perfect. You can't even.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, see, I couldn't tell anything of
Yeah,
some sorts
I
of
worked
that.
on the project and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Sneaky but clever.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But that's what filmmaking is all about: is tricking your audience into believing your story's true. Or,
Exactly. That was a point I was going to bring up. You know, it's like, it's at the end of the day, it's entertainment. You know, that's what you aim for. And, you know, if it's plucking on their heartstrings or making them clap, you know, it's the point is that you just want to you know, who wants to go out there and see some crap, you know? Like, the crappiest movie I think I ever saw, they tried to do a live action Speed Racer movie. I don't know if any of y'all ever saw that. I think it came out in, like, probably 2002 or
What was it
something.
called?
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer.
And it was live action and stuff from the cartoon, and I thought it was just terrible. I didn't know a thing about Speed Racer, but as a kid, I hated the storyline. I hated the plot. The actors were cheesy. All the stuff, I just thought it was terrible. And it's like, I was so mad. I said, whoever was this director guy or girl, were they satisfied? Did they like what they put it there? I thought The Room was better than that. Like,
I don't know. I haven't seen the new Terminator movie, but
the
a lot
worst
of people,
movie ever.
What? Which one?
The worst movie ever, without a doubt in my mind. Birdemic. It's awful. It's so bad.
Birdemic.
It's so bad.
That's the one about the
And they
birds that
they
attack people,
funding,
right?
Yeah, they got funding for a sequel, and I think they told us in one of our classes for a third even. Like,
A
yeah, a
What
third.
about Sharknado? I've never seen that, but people say it's so bad, it's amazing.
Well, yeah. See, there's a certain point where some developers will aim for that. Like, it's just people know if it's gonna be cheesy, they know it's gonna be terrible and
But
cringy.
The thing is, it got like a full Hollywood budget. Like, as far as I'm aware,
Yeah.
like,
I think
it
it's
was a fully funded
because
movie. Like,
whoever came at Hollywood, it went, all right, you ready? Sharknado.
I'm talking about Birdemic.
Oh, you talking?
Yeah, Birdemic.
I saw a
It's
little
just-
bit of Birdemic. I mean,
that's all you need to see.
that's the one. I mean,
all
like
you
the
just-
birds. Okay, I don't know if anyone has seen Birdemic other than Gavin, but I've seen it, and I agree with you. It's so bad. Like, the audio is terrible. The birds are like computer images or something like that. Like, I'm not saying you have to go out there and train a parakeet to do everything, but for God's sakes, they walk out of an apartment and start swinging at fake birds with coat hangers.
The birds remind me of if you took your 5th grader's drawing from school and you took it and you like scanned it in your computer and then put it up in After Effects and made it flap its wings.
Oh, and then like do copy 3 or 4 of them. Yeah,
literally, yeah, just like that. And they're like, it's like wings up, wings down.
Like Jaws 2, the shark looked better than it. It was so bad. Yeah. I'm gonna have to hop on you with that. You know what? Birdemic may be the worst movie actually.
Birdemic's pretty bad.
At least Speed Racer had, I don't know, CGI. That was the worst birds I've ever seen. Terrible, terrible, terrible movie. So thanks, Gavin, for pushing us off the track. But
well, we were talking about movies.
I'm going back to you on this. When you were filming your first video with your iPhone, how does it? How do you look at it when you look at that first video and you were made what? How old were you?
Oh man, I don't even know.
You were a kid, right?
Like 5.
Yeah, you were a
6
kid.
years ago, yeah.
And you edit and all that. The progress that you have with, granted you were young and you didn't know the field, you probably didn't even know the software and equipment at the moment, but looking at something that you just started with just for the fun of it, and looking at TJ fly up in the air on a motocross, knowing you did that with your best friend with you, how does that make you feel from just the development, man?
I never look back at my old projects and tell myself that was awful. Never. I tell myself I've improved.
That's good.
But I've never looked back, even if they are really bad. I don't look at them like they are. I look at them like, okay, that's what I started out with. That's what I had. Now I'm gonna look back on this video in a couple of years. I'm probably gonna say the same thing. Every video I make, I want to get better and make it flow better. Yeah, I will never look back and say, why would I do that? But because that's what I did at the time.
It's a good drive to have.
Yeah, I don't think that's a negative thing to say.
Yeah. Gavin, I know you don't have as much film, type of like drive as much as, making stuff like that, but how do you feel when, you see this stuff, especially that you're tying for 4th right now? How's it make you feel?
It makes me feel good for sure. Like, can you repeat that again?
Sorry, my bad. But looking back at your past stuff that you've worked on, even if you were just the camera dude, how does that make you feel looking at this stuff today?
It's definitely incredible seeing that. Like, if you look on my YouTube, little known fact, I have a bunch of like really old, really really bad videos, just stuff that I just slapped up because I wanted to, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna put stuff on YouTube. I'm cool.
I think everybody has that little phase where they just want to put something on the internet.
That's what I did.
But, I mean, the only thing I wish is that I would have actually put more time into those videos, not just slapped them up there just to get views and whatnot.
I got you.
But I mean, that's another reason. That's really not another reason. That's another thing that's really cool is seeing like I used to just slap videos up for no reason. Now to be actually part of like an actual production video, it's pretty cool.
And have a team and everything.
Have an actual team and it being a film fest. This is the first video I've ever done in an actual festival. So.
And right now,
it's pretty cool.
You're like on a roll. That's awesome.
I'm pretty stoked that we're in the semifinals, right? When does it go to finals? Or when's the next round?
Next round starts
like a week or
Thursday.
So? Thursday? And today's what, Tuesday?
Yeah. But we're not even in that. Like, it goes through 2 more weeks of semifinals, and then it goes to, the quarterfinals or something like that?
Oh, yeah. I think so. It's around, right now we're fighting for the top 8. Well, we're in the top 8, right? We're fighting to be top 4. And then top 4 goes to top 2, and then from there on, it's...
From there on, it's 1-on-1.
Yep.
1v1.
And you're not allowed to just, I'm sure it's a dumb question, but you're not allowed to do anything to the video, stuff that you've submitted.
Once it's in, right?
So now you're just riding coast and just, hope for the best.
Yep. It's not up to us. It's not up to anyone. It's just whoever.
It's up to you guys. Whoever goes to vote for it on RacerX Online.
I'll be sure to put that in the description so you can have people with you on that.
Yeah, you can vote. You can vote for it every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Like every day I can just put a new vote in?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Shoot. Have you guys looked at your opponent's content?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely looked at it, and we definitely have some strong competitors. But I honestly think we have the edge. I don't want to say like
some bold words.
For the most part, we do.
I don't want to trash anybody else's project or anything that kind of way. But I think
you're feeling good about your stuff. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not even that. Well, I'm feeling good about it, obviously. But like, we didn't put a ton of money into it, and like the fact that we got such a good good look from it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of look at yourself and just be like, man, I could probably do a whole lot more.
I've seen the responses on Facebook between other people's videos that have gone and then ours. And our competitors right now has 13,000 views with 36 shares or something like that. And ours has 27,000 views with
Hey.
110
Hey, that's
shares.
awesome.
Like,
So far we're in the lead. But
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not in the lead in votes, but we definitely have more
Views.
views.
we're not the lead in votes.
Well, no
Well,
one
no
knows.
one knows
yet.
yet.
Yeah. Cool, guys. That's awesome. And was this back to the little festival thing, is this just people like in the US or can this be from all over the
No,
world?
it's worldwide. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. So that means that you're in the top 8 in the whole world then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might
In
not
this
be
festival.
we might not be the top 8 best people to make a motocross video,
Right.
amateurly.
Right. That's for
but
anybody to
we,
suggest.
We are the top 8 that actually give a crap about making one for a festival. Yes.
We actually
That's
submitted it.
awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, congrats again on it. You know, hope we keep it up. Hope you guys get into that, number 1 spot. We'll definitely have people vote for you for sure, especially voting every day. I've never heard that voting system,
I know.
but I'd
you
get
can
behind
vote.
that
It's
for
kinda weird.
sure.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I'm gonna go and talk to you about a little bit about your family and stuff. If that's all right.
Yep.
What for example, does your family do they support you guys in what you want to do?
Yeah, my family 100%. They've always supported me spending a decent amount of money on cameras and stuff like that. I have a drone that I worked my butt off for between graduation money and working. I got that, and then I did a couple projects with the drone, earned a couple $1,000, bought the camera that you're looking at right now, and yeah, so they've always supported me. My dad used to be big into motocross. My brother raced. I raced. So me filming motocross is not something that just popped out of nowhere. It's always been in the blood type of thing.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah. I just realized I wasn't good at motocross, so I started filming.
Okay, so all right. So you've ridden at one point, and you decided better to filming it.
Yeah,
And stuff?
I've ridden my entire life.
Okay,
It's just,
cool.
I wasn't never very
Basically,
good.
no wonder
the same
you're-
way I got into
Yeah.
it, skating and biking. I could always ride and everything, but my friends were always better than me. So I was like, oh, I'll film you.
Yep.
That makes sense. Just like
Kind of develop a knack for it, I guess.
if you're not the best, at least do something with it. That's good to roll with. Gav, what about you, man?
Well, my family's always been on like the skeptical side, but I think it's only because like of what I've shown them I can do. Like everything that I've put out on my YouTube or whatnot isn't really like professional or any way. Like
Because you just slapped it up there.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
just skeptical that I'm just gonna do that and not be able to make any money from that. But now that like they understand like where I'm going, like down like the Hollywood route kind of way, like having a dependable job and that kind of thing, they
Mhm.
support it more. But they're still definitely on the fence about it.
Have
Like,
they ever given you comments about our project?
Yeah, well, my parents liked the project a lot. I sent it to both of them. They said it was cool.
Okay.
But that's all they really said.
Yeah.
That's all they really ever say.
Cool. So, you guys have history at all in your family trees? With doing films and filming and stuff.
My dad actually used to a little bit. I actually have one of his cameras that he used to use. I don't know if he used to film or take pictures, but he did have a camera in the
What kind of camera is it?
Minolta
It's a Minolta?
Yeah.
Is it like a square like this way or like this way?
this way.
Okay. It's probably 35 millimeter.
Being the noob here, is that any good? That camera itself?
I don't. It's a film camera.
If you want to take pictures?
Yeah, the film roll in it or whatever.
Oh, it's that type of.
yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't work. So,
I got you.
but I do have it, and it has a pretty good lens on it. But
Is that just a memento for you? I guess
yeah, kind of.
you just like it. I got you.
Yeah, it's pretty
cool.
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 I like shooting on film. I've only ever shot on 35 millimeter cameras, but I like taking pictures on film. I never shot a video on film though.
Neither have I. I want
But-
to, but it's crazy expensive.
It is.
It's like $250.
Getting
for
the vintage, anything vintage is always going to be crazy
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, now with Kodak coming back out with the Super 8 film, it might be starting to get cheaper, but probably not.
Really, is like Kodak trying to like do a comeback or some sort of?
They're trying to bring back the Super 8 camera for some reason with sound.
What is the Super 8 camera exactly?
Super 8 is just a format of film. It's like a really, really like, I don't want to say home video style, like because movies are shot on it all the time, whatnot, and where, but it's not one of like the main formats. It's like a prosumer style format.
I got you.
But they're trying to. I don't know why they're trying to bring it back, honestly. But that's honestly probably the only film style we could really afford. to shoot on.
I get you. It's not more of a hipster thing. It's just them just experimenting in a certain way.
Exactly.
I got it.
When you're shooting film, like when you're shooting with a DSLR, you can change your shutter speed or your shutter angle and your ISO and your white balance. When you're shooting film, you have to buy that ISO film and you have to get the colors just right and everything. Like, there's so many more things to think about.
Way more of a plate full. That I get it. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about a little more of the content and stuff. You mentioned the YouTube and all that. Do you guys have any social medias or anything, that, people support you and follow you on?
My biggest thing, I've always been a big fan of Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah,
100%.
I like Instagram.
That makes sense. Cameras, yeah.
A lot of people like Facebook.
I don't like Facebook.
Facebook's a background for me. It seriously helps. Like with this Racer X thing, it's actually helping a lot. Like it's tripling the views on the video and probably, bumping up the votes a lot. But honestly, Instagram's where I usually do most of my stuff. All the projects I do for other people, I make them for Instagram and then just upload them to Facebook. I never do a video for Facebook. It's either Instagram or YouTube, 100%.
So, got you. So Instagram is definitely your number one place to go
Yeah.
when you want to post content.
Yeah.
I got you.
And actually, it sounds ridiculous, doing stuff constantly on Instagram. Like, it's just an app anyone can have, but it actually helps me out a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Instagram's great.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Instagram. Now that Snapchat has the feature where you can send people snaps from your camera roll, I kind of like Snapchat a lot more because we shoot on the GH4, and from that you can wirelessly transfer the pictures to your phone and then straight to Snapchat, and you can send your buddies all the cool shots.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can show them what you're doing and stuff.
I've never done that, but yeah. I know
No, it's
you
pretty
can
cool.
do it.
You have to check it out. I'll show you.
It's just the way social media is evolving, man.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it is. Like a good thing is you need to take advantage of what time we live in, man, because everybody has a smartphone, tablet, laptop somewhere where they can see all this stuff. So, you got to take advantage of it and put it as much as you can. You said you had a YouTube as well.
Yep.
Do you use that as often as like Instagram?
Not even close. That's I don't know. That's probably like a vault for all my biggest projects.
I got you.
All of the ones that I spend a lot of time, because in Instagram edit, I can do a minute-long Instagram edit in probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. YouTube, Jesus, I don't even know how many hours, days I put into TJ's video.
You see Casey sitting there in class all hunched over something.
It was so stressful.
Yo, Gavin, you like this?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, dude, it's fine. I'm like, okay. But
Okay.
yeah, YouTube is the playground for all my bigger projects, 100%.
Gotcha.
The ones, because I like doing minute-long videos. It actually gets me a lot of recognition, but just to go on YouTube and see a 4 to 5 minute long video that has 10,000 views is, 10,000 views is like nothing in all reality, but for me it's insane.
That's not bad. I think.
I
I think my highest viewed video has like 94,000. That's it.
Yeah, but yours is a tutorial.
It's also been up for 5 years, and it's an awful video. It's just been up for so long.
Yeah.
Now, Gavin, your YouTube, is it still like, I know you said you just have old stuff on there, but do you still, have it in the regulation? Do you still use it and stuff?
Yeah, it's still up basically just for the sole fact that it makes me like 10 cents a month. So like, well, no, not 10 cents, but
Right, you still get some out of it.
basically just for the fact that it's making me a little bit of money and like no one else can really see it. That like no one knows that they're my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not under my name or anything. It's just like my alias on YouTube. Like
Just something that's there.
just something that's there. It's making me a little bit of money here and there, and it's not like my videos aren't terrible. They're just pointless videos, honestly.
I got
They're just
you.
videos. Like it was my experimental phase where I was trying to like figure out what I wanted to do, and like I found a camera and whatnot, and I started making videos. So and
See,
here we
I
are.
used to have a hand. I still have it, but it's a
Your
Handycam.
Handycam?
Yep.
That's what I had
It's a
too.
Sony Handycam that had a stabilization gyroscopic lens or whatever.
All right.
And then I started using that. I used it once or twice a month, or it was decently spaced out between the times I used it. And I got my new camera, the GH4, and I shoot constantly. I've shot 4 projects in the past 2 weeks. I absolutely love it, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah, just because it's more professional.
The GH4.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just so easy to work with.
yeah.
Like I've read the manual from front to back. That's why Casey trusts me. Is like I know everything about the camera.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to sound cocky at all, but I've like done a ton of research about this camera and everything, and just like the way the workflow is and everything with it, we really like it.
Yeah,
It's always good to have the right tools, especially when you have a favorite like that. You know, when you work so well with it. I feel
Everyone's
you.
like,
On
get
the
this
way
camera,
back.
get this camera, but at the same time, it's like, can you pick that up off a tripod without breaking your back and just maneuver it like nothing? And no, you can't most of the time. It's
Are you talking about like Reds and like bigger cameras and whatnot?
Reds and stuff like that. I mean,
See, I want to shoot on I would love to shoot on a Red, but
exactly.
they're so expensive.
I mean, if you had a Ronin, a heavy duty Ronin, it'd be fine. But setting it up on a tripod, I mean, those things have probably no stabilization whatsoever on
well,
them.
the stabilization's usually in the lens.
What's that?
Stabilization's in the lens usually.
Yeah.
Anyway, technical things, right?
Gotcha.
I mean, we definitely got the job done with our cameras. We definitely always do, but I would love to shoot on a Red eventually, to own my own Red.
Yeah, same here.
Well, either it's a Red, Kodak, or whatever, you guys have definitely proven to me and to the others that you guys have a lot of talent, definitely behind the camera and planning this stuff. So kudos to you guys on getting it together. One more thing that we're going to ask you before we end it here is advice. You know, especially you guys are the first, basically recording, musical, anything. You know, you guys, you know, you're just what would you say, independent producers, I guess, or
Yeah, just independent right now.
independent filmmakers, stuff like freelance.
Thing. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, you're bringing a new crowd to it, but it's the advice that we're seeking here. What advice could you give to people out there who are trying to get, you know, film started, you know, trying to, you know, connect to the right things, you know, what could you just pass on?
Do what you want to do. Like, even if you're paying a crazy amount for film school or whatever subject you're going into, do what you want to do. Because if you do what they teach you in school, I mean, yeah, you'll make a living, but, I mean, will it be fun? Probably not.
Right.
Everything that they've said in film school, honestly, I think it's kind of BS. I mean, just between the
I'm not a huge fan of the school itself. It's more so the networking that you really need. You gotta have good connections. And I mean, I shouldn't say that going to school for film is like a bad thing, because
No,
you definitely
it's
should
not.
do it, because you really learn the ropes and everything, and like how to be professional and present
because
yourself.
if that freelance type work doesn't work out, you always have a backup.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd rather take a risk at doing what I love, and which I'm doing right now, than just be stuck in a hole, you know, that you can't get out of.
So do what you love.
Yeah, 100%. I do what I love, even though it's a pain in the ass sometimes. But yeah.
I think my advice would be, like, make yourself look good, like not like physically, obviously, but well, I mean, yeah, physically. So like when you show up somewhere, don't show up like I'm a huge hypocrite. Like Casey's always like, hey, let's go shoot. I'll show up in cutoffs and I'll show up in cutoffs and a tee.
Yeah,
and a
I mean,
tank
that's for any job. Represent yourself the right way, you know, just
But,
proper.
like,
I get that.
Yeah, obviously, if he cuts off, I mean, it's irritating, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really.
What are you
matter
talking about?
when you cut off? Like when we have
I'm
a
talking
plan.
about pants. Cut off shorts.
Oh,
Not when I
well.
cut. Well, not when I cut quick short. I have a tendency to hit the stop button pretty quick after. the
Oh,
stop.
I got you.
But back to what I was saying though is just present yourself nicely. Like, don't show up looking like a bum. Like I said, I'm a huge hypocrite. But I mean, we're going out to film dirt biking and whatnot. Like,
Yeah,
But
we got you.
If you're going to like a corporate job, obviously wear the attire for it and everything.
Like Mike Rickson.
Yeah, like when
That-
we
that
shot
shot.
a documentary for school together, and like I wouldn't wear what I wear to shoot dirt biking
No.
to what we wore to
Mm.
that. Like we were shooting
Gotcha.
at a church and whatnot, so we had to be business casual, you know. Just
Yeah,
for
of
the
course.
shirt
Yeah,
and
we
everything.
couldn't wear hats or anything. I always wear hats, but
But my main piece of advice I was trying to get to is like just present yourself nicely. Like you don't want to like build yourself up to be like someone you're not. Like just be who you are, and you should be good.
yeah.
I
Gotcha.
don't know if that makes sense.
No, it
Yeah,
does.
no, it
Stay
does.
true,
It
man.
does,
It's all
yeah.
about staying true. At the end of the day, you're representing yourself.
Have a good work ethic too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do something, do it.
Yeah, for me, it's like I always show up 5 to 10 minutes late, always.
Yeah, you
But
do.
I mean,
You're ready to work at least.
yeah, I'm ready. Like I'm always 100%. So, yeah.
Well, guys, thank you guys for giving us a little
Yeah.
advice. And
thanks for
again,
interviewing us. We
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Thank you guys especially for supplying the equipment as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Casey, Gavin, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And,
All right, guys. Well, if you don't have anything, you got anything less to say before we
I
sign
just wanted
off?
to say, don't forget to vote for the video on RacerX Online. The link's in the description, or you can just Google RacerX Online Film Fest, and you should be able to find it.
Yep.
It's under Casey's name, but it's the video with Red Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Gotcha. I'll be sure to share it with them all day, so they can vote every day for you guys.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that was KirbKast. Thank you guys for tuning in with us, and be sure to look forward to some great content in the future. All right, peace out.